Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Rob. You guys, today we're going to be doing a weird video. I'm going to be showing you my top 10 weirdest decks. So we're going to be covering from number 10 all the way to number 1. So let's do it. So at number 10, we have the Star Spinner Tarot. It comes in a box that opens up like this. And you guys, this is a very nice presentation. So this is not a negative video. These are not decks that I find ugly or they're unusual. They're weird. So that's what we're going to be counting down today. And this one is weird to me. I don't really relate to the pictures at all. Some of the pictures I don't understand whatsoever. And so this one in particular, I don't use that much. So it has a booklet like this, and the booklet is pretty standard. It actually comes with a picture of the card here, and then it comes with the upright meaning and the reverse meaning. And it gives you a couple of spreads. That's the booklet. Kind of nice. And when you open the box, you get this sort of a presentation. It's really nice, actually. I just don't relate to this. I just think it's such a weird deck. It's not that weird. It is number 10. So it's going to get a lot weirder as we go on, you guys. So stay all the way till the end because the number 1 weirdest deck is pretty weird. Let's continue with this one. And so this is the Lovers. Even the face expressions are weird to me. I just don't get it at all. This is Death. Yes, I mean, death is rebirth. Death is the end of something and the beginning of something. But seeing a baby angel for death is really weird to me. And by the way, I'm going to be mentioning the word weird a lot. So just so you know, what is this? This one is this is the King of Cups. It's a dragon, you guys. So let's see. We have the Ace of, she is a mermaid and it looks like she's about to be drinking from that. But I think the pigeon is also thirsty. It looks to me like the pigeon wants to dig in there. This is the Three of Chalices. So it's like 3 mermaids sort of embracing each other. I don't know. It's really weird. What do we have here? We have the 6 of Wands. So I don't know what a fairy has to do with the 6 of Wands, but okay. We have here Justice. Yeah, I can see sort of a justice in there, although she's blue. Look at this hairdo. It's like huge. We have the Wheel of Fate. So it's not a wheel, but it's like 2 angels or 2 people sort of like on top of each other. I don't relate to this deck. You know, when it comes to shuffling, because of course I got to tell you how this deck shuffles. It shuffles pretty good. And if we want to do a spread with this, well, that one doesn't work. So you guys, that is deck number 10, the Star Spinner Tarot. Let's move on to deck number 9. Deck number 9, Lilifer Tarot. This is by Marion Constantine. And it's a nice deck. It's just a weird deck to me. And these are strange decks to me, really. There's people out there that these decks make total sense to. These don't really make a lot of sense to me. So, and this is one of them. By the way, this is the gold edition because they have a regular one and then they have a gold edition. And I did a full review on this deck on the channel. So if you want to take a look at that, you will find it on the channel. This is what the box looks like. It breaks into 2 pieces. This is what the inside of the box looks like. And it's based on this character here. The whole theme is based on. This is the book. It's pretty run-of-the-mill. However, it still gives you a picture of the cards. And it gives you the upright and the reverse position. And it gives you the elements, the planets, the stone, and the herb, which is pretty cool. I don't have any other deck that does that. So, and it gives you a couple of spreads, and that's the booklet. So let me show you what these cards look like. To begin with, the back of the card. So this is the other side of the box. It's sweet. Just, you know, sort of strange. This is another one of the characters, and that's what's inside of the box. And let me show you what these cards look like. Now, these cards are sort of on the smaller side. So if we compare them to a regular, this is a borderless edition, Smith Waite Tarot. Now, this is the Centennial edition. So this one is taller. So back of the card, you guys, people can think that this is cute. I think it's kind of weird. It is reversible in case you want to read in reverse. And then you get these images here that are just, I don't really relate to them. Though I have to say that Unlike the deck that I just showed you, this one I do use once in a while, but it's these figures that I find weird and that I find unusual, because I don't really feel anything for these images when I see them. You know, when you usually, when you see a card, you kind of feel a little bit of pathos, right? You feel like you can relate to the card. You feel sometimes the pain, you feel the joy, I don't feel any of that here. Though I still find the artwork absolutely amazing. I love the artwork here. The paper stock is very nice, by the way. It's got a matte feeling to it. And this one is the Seven of Swords. And I just don't relate to this image here. I find it to be, well, unusual or weird. There it is again. This is the Two of Cups, and as you can see, weird. And because I find the images unusual, but unusual, I don't mind unusual things and I don't mind weird things. I just don't relate to it because I don't feel anything when I look at these cards. If I didn't know the meanings of the cards already, this would not make any sense to me. This is the Four of Coins, as you can see. And I find it to be strange and weird. Look at this one. This is the King of Swords. And with that, you guys, we are going to move to deck number 8, the Sola Busca Tarot. And you guys, this is a beautiful tarot, nevertheless super weird. Images like this I have never seen in my life before. And of course, this deck is part of my historical deck collections. I don't really use this deck for divination much, but let me show you around. It comes in a box like this. This one is by Scarabeo. This is the museum quality one. And it is pretty beautiful. The box is beautiful. It's a large size box, as you can see. It doesn't fit completely on the camera lens, and it is a very, very, very nice deck. I enjoy it thoroughly, but the images are so weird, you guys. This is the book that it comes with, and it looks like it's a robust book, and it looks like it may contain a lot of information, but it really doesn't. This one just gives you some of the meanings. It doesn't even give you all of the meanings. So that's the book. And here are the cards. Let me show you. So once again, the box is very, very nice. This is velvet in here. And this is the back of the cards. Let's take these guys out, put this here. And the cards are also bigger, as you can see. They're longer. And they have two different sizes, by the way, when it comes to this deck. They have a smaller size and a larger size. I like larger cards, so therefore I got this one. But, so when it comes to paper stock or card stock, I like this card stock very, very much. It is robust, but then at the same time, it holds firm of its shape. It doesn't bend here and there. And it's just a wonderful card deck to shuffle and to play with. Because they are larger cards, I tend to shuffle the deck this way, and it works. Though, once again, I do not use this deck for divination. I do use it for exploration and meditation. And of course, the artwork is so weird that I was very attracted to it. And I am about to get a book that is just on Sola Busca so that I can start seeing what these images really, really mean. So let me show you what some of these images look like. This is, of course, the Three of Swords. And yeah, this is an image like I've never seen before. It's kind of eerie. It's weird. A sword going through the face or the head. You can see here where the sword sticks out. There's wings on the head of this figure. And there is also here some sort of a victory wrath or something, as if this head was a victory or something like this. So weird. Then you have something like this. I think this is the Two of Wands. And do I really need to say anything about this image? I mean, it's just weird. Everything. Yeah. Wands as well. And as you can see, the underwear is falling off. And he's got some sort of a lantern. He doesn't have any shoes on, but he's got sort of like shoes that tore, or the socks of what used to be shoes or something like that. It's just weird. I don't really get it. Then you have an image like this, and I can't really tell you what this one is, but he is shaking a baby and he's about to throw it into the fire. Then there's this symbolism here, and I don't know what this is. And of course, this can all be found out on the book. I just don't have a book for Sola Busca. And like I said, the book that this deck comes with is not helpful at all. So one more card here. Yeah. What does this say to you? There's like a disc that is attached to his butt. And yeah, this doesn't make any sense at all. Once again, you guys, this is the museum quality edition from Los Scarabeo. And it is one of my weirdest decks in my collection. So you guys, let's move on to deck number 7. Deck number 7 is the Cosmic Slumber Tarot by Tilly Walden. And I know that many people have this tarot deck out there. I like the presentation very much. It breaks like this box, and then the cards sort of come out like this, and it's a really nice presentation. The box is really nice. This is the front of the box, this is the back of the box, and as you can see, it's already kind of different. Immediately you can see that. And then the cards come out like this, and it closes here. It has a magnet, so that's that. You guys, when it comes to the booklet, it is a nice little book. It's not a booklet. It's, well, kind of a booklet, I guess. It's kind of nice. They made it with a hardcover, and it has a picture of the card, and then it gives you the meaning of the card, and it just goes on like that for the minor and major arcana, and that's pretty much it. This book is very straightforward. It gives you a couple of spreads, and that's about it for that book. And these are the cards. They're very shiny. If you compare it to the Centennial, you'll see that they're exactly the same. So this is a shiny paper, by the way. It's a shiny cardstock. And so I don't guess. I know this deck is inspired on heroes, but I think this deck is really weird because the images on this deck are very young people, all of them. And so I find this really strange, and I find it really weird because it's almost like children in the cards. You see that here, you see that here, you see that they all look like really, really young. This is the Chariot, and it's just like, I mean, that looks like to me that could be no older than 15. There's the Strength. And she's putting the hand inside of the lion's mouth. So I guess she's really testing the lion. But that lion looks like he's ready to bite. I wouldn't do that if I were her. That is the Hermit, and that's the card that they picked for the cover of the box. And is the Queen of Wands. And she looks really young. Look, there's a huge cat right there, but she's got one right there. And I think is that like the back of this cat, or is that another cat behind the chair? I have no idea. Something is burning on the back. This is the 6 of Pentacles. Here we have the 7 of Pentacles. This is the back of the card, by the way. They are reversible. That's the Tower. That's kind of a cool tower. And I really like the artwork on this deck. I do use it once in a while. That's the Moon. And there's 2 people here touching, and the Moon is crying. And there is some sort of a horse, fox, dog thing here running through the water. I don't know. It's weird. This one is Judgment. And yeah, you make your own opinion. The Wheel of Fortune. The Devil. It looks like a very young devil. Super young devil. This is the Queen of Cups. And so on and so forth, you guys. That is the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. Now we're going to be moving to deck number 6. Deck number 6, you guys, this is not a tarot deck. This is an oracle deck. It's called Liminal Spirits Oracle. It's a Witch's Spirit cards by Laura Tempest. And this is the front of the box. As you can see, it already looks weird to me. As soon as I see this front of the box, it already looks weird to me and strange. This is the side of the box, and this is the back of the box. So the magical artwork of the Liminal Spirits Oracle connects you to the wisdom of the witch, so you can tap into the spirit realm and the deeper energies within yourself. Let's open this guy. Let me show you what's inside. This is what the inside of the box looks like. And by the way, it has a very sort of early 80s feeling to it. The colors, the presentation. This is the book that comes with it. And of course, it's important that if you are thinking of getting this deck, that you read this book. Because without this book, you're not going to be able to interpret the cards. Here it gives you a sample of the cards. It just tells you all of the cards here. And then it gives you, of course, working with the deck, a welcome note, and maybe it gives you a couple of spreads in the back. Of course, you have some space for notes, but it is a pretty useful book. So, and I think it's one of those books that you really have to use when using this deck. And let me show you what these cards look like. That's what the inside of the box looks like. Yeah, it looks like a bee, right? In a beehive. And these are the cards. So let's compare size. This is an Oracle deck, so the card size is different. It's sort of your standard Oracle deck size if you compare it to the Smith Waite. And back of the card already looks different and interesting to me. And this is what the front of the card looks like. This is mushroom, which is what they have here on the front of the box. Snake, I don't know, that this pictures are just weird. I do like this one very much. This is oak, burial ground, birk. Look, there's eyes coming out of this trunk here. Walnut, that just looks weird to me. There's that bee again, honeybee. Now, you guys, am I glad I have this deck on my collection? Not really. I found this on Amazon. I thought it was interesting, but I don't even find it that interesting, to be honest with you. This is the toad. I never use this. I just don't relate to the pictures. I don't really appreciate the artwork. It's not my thing, this sort of artwork. And so it just looks weird to me. I said I was going to be saying the word weird a lot. So what is this one? This is inspiration. I guess it's just a witch's poison there. The ocean and cedar. And when it comes to shuffling this deck, it's not that bad because they are, even though they are larger, they are on the thin side. So this paper stock is really thin, by the way, and it's really glossy, as you can see. And I'm not into glossiness. Yeah, look at this picture. Is that, like, that's the deer? I don't know. And it just looks weird to me. So there's these eyes again. All the eyes look sort of the same. There's the fox. This is clay. And if you want to, like I said, sorry, we were going about the shuffling, but then I saw a really strange image and I stopped. But shuffling is okay. And if you want to do a spread with it, it also works really well. So you guys, let's move on to the next deck, which is deck number 5. Deck number 5, Shadowscapes Tarot by Stephanie Pugh Moon Law. Yeah, I'm just going to show you right away. It comes in a little box like this. It comes with a pamphlet that is really just telling you the meaning of the major arcana and minor arcana. Really nothing to talk about. This is the inside of the box. This is just cardboard here. And these are what the cards look like. I'm going to show them to you. By the way, this is the back of the box and it just gives you some sample cards and a brief description. Find your inspiration as you leap into a fantastical world of floating mermaids and dancing fairies with this mystical deck based on the Rider Waite system. I have to tell you right away that this is one of those decks that I got and I never used. So I got it about a year ago, a year and a half ago. I saw it online. Somebody said that it was really cool. And I thought, and it looked like it was cool and that I thought I was going to be able to relate to it. But it just turned out to just be weird and I never touch it. By the way, you guys, when it comes to paper stock, I don't like thinner paper like this, but that's just me. I've heard of people that love thinner paper, but this is just way too thin for me. This is almost like cardboard, but thinner. This is not to my liking at all. And these are what the cards look like. By the way, this is the back of the card. They are reversible. And these are what these images look like. There's just so much to look at in here. I can't even focus. There is so many things to look at in here. It's too much for me. It's weird. I don't relate to these pictures at all or to these drawings. I don't know if they are AIs. I would think that they are drawings. This is the Six of Swords. I don't relate to this at all to connect with this deck. I think that the artwork is okay, but it's really not my style again. So I just find it to be weird. This is the Six of Pentacles. He's sitting on a top of a looks like a gargoyle that is spitting out coins. This is the 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords. I don't relate to it at all. I think it's very unusual. There's just too much going on and I think it's weird. So yeah, I'm going to show you a couple of others the Page of Pentacles. I don't know. This one is the Knight of Pentacles, and it looks like it looks like it's riding a dragon, and this is the Queen of Pentacles. So when it comes to shuffling, it's already sort of bent. You see that, guys? I don't like when my decks start to bend like that, and it did that naturally because, as you can see, I've never used this deck. This is brand new. So if we are going to shuffle, it shuffles pretty well. I mean, this is very thin cardstock, so it's going to shuffle very well. If you want to do a spread, it also works really well because it is thin paper. So you guys, that is the Shadowscapes Tarot, and I'd like to now move to deck number 4. Deck number 4, the After Tarot. Tarot One Moment After, from Pietro Aligo, Corinne Kenner, artwork by Giulia Francesca Massaglia. And I like this deck. And though I do use it sometimes, I still find it really weird. I can't get used to it. So this is a large box. That's why it doesn't fit in the camera, but it comes in a box that opens here with magnets. The box is pretty cool, I have to say. This is the side of the box when you open it, and the back of the box. And the inside of the box, pretty cool, right? But still strange. It comes with a big book because this doesn't read like a regular tarot. This is a moment after. So you're going to have to read this book to get acquainted with the cards. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And these are the cards. This is the back of the card. It is reversible, and let me show you some of these images. Before we get into the images, paper stock is really good. And by the way, you guys, I believe this is by Scarabeo. Yeah, this is by and paper stock is good. It is a shiny sort of surface, but the paper stock is good. It's not thin, it's not thick. I think it's gonna hold up pretty well. Let me show you some of these images. It just is weird to me. I can't get used to it. So this is obviously the Four of Swords. He's laying there. There is a woman giving him a flower. This is the Seven of Coins. He's walking away with his coin. I guess he has heart. This is the Justice. So there's other characters inside of the Justice card. It just reads in a very, very different way. So I haven't been able to really connect with it. However, I find this deck really, really cool. I'm really happy that this deck is on my collection. I like the paper stock. I like the colors of it. I like the images in it. Look at the 10 of coins. It looks like that inheritance was already being given. They're walking away, and he's putting away the coins. So this is the Page of Pentacles. It looks like either they're giving him the pentacle or he's going to give it away. I don't know. It's kind of strange. I do like it, and I think if you read the book and if you can get acquainted with it, I think it's a really cool deck to have, but still I find it weird. So when it comes to shuffling, it shuffles really nice, you guys. And if you want to do a spread with this deck, it also spreads pretty well. So you guys, we're getting down to the number 3 decks. So let's go to deck number 3. Deck number 3, the TrueBlack Tarot. You guys, it is number 3 because it's really weird. This deck is just weird to me. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that really love this deck. And I think that this deck is really cool. I think that the artwork is really cool, but it still is weird to me. And this is one of those decks that I haven't been able to connect with, unfortunately. And Lord knows I've tried, because this is an expensive deck. This is the book, and the book is pretty run-of-the-mill. It gives you the major arcana, minor arcana, and that's pretty much it. I think it has a couple of spreads. No, there's no spreads. So it's just major, minor arcana, and that's all there is to it. But you guys, this was an expensive deck. Am I happy that this is on my collection? Not really. Do I need to have it? No, not really. This is the box, and it closes here. It has a magnet here and here. The cards come out of the box like this, and these are the cards. It comes with an introduction card. Now, let me start by saying that cardstock on this deck is made out of plastic. So if you're not into plastic, then don't buy it. I'm not into plastic. I knew that it was going to be plastic, but I didn't think that it was going to bother me that much. So that is already weird to me, to be working with cards that are made out of plastic. And while it may work for some others, it just doesn't work for me. it just feels not right on my hands. And this is the back of the card, and of course they are reversible. They are totally black. And then when it comes to the images, I don't relate to them at all, and I find them weird. And I never use it, you guys. This is the 10 of Wands. And as you can see, I don't really see anything that relates to the 10 of Wands. I find the images non-relatable, and it's a deck that I cannot relate to at all. This is the 4 of Coins. And so I don't know what a cat has to do with the 4 of Coins. And there's a bat here, and there's some birds sort of sitting on floating coins. Here's the Page of Coins, I'm assuming. This is the 9 of Swords. This is just weird. There is a rabbit. The sword is going through it. There's petals coming out of the rabbit. I guess the petals represent blood. I don't get it. So this was really a deck that I wish I didn't buy because it was really expensive. And by the way, I have done a review on this deck. So if you want to go back into the channel and look in the library, you're going to find it. This is the 6 of Wands, sorry. There's 2 of those. I don't know why. This is Temperance with her red hair. I just think it's weird. This is the 2 of Cups. It is kind of a cute 2 of Cups. You guys, when it comes to shuffling this deck, good luck. This is really hard to shuffle. First of all, it's a really thick deck. So when it comes to shuffling, really, if you have small hands, it's going to be hard to hold the whole deck. And then they fall, but they sort of get stuck together. So it's not an easy deck to shuffle. And if you want to do a spread, that also gets complicated. So that's also weird that the cards do not cooperate whatsoever. I guess it's okay if you work close to water, or if you're afraid that your cards are going to get wet and you don't want them to get damaged, then I guess the plastic would be very convenient for you. But it is not convenient for me. This is the 3 of Swords. That one doesn't look weird. It just looks like a 3 of Swords. This is the King of Coins, and so on and so forth. You guys, let's move on to deck number 2. Deck number 2, you guys, the RWS Wide Angle. And while I find this deck weird, I also find this deck super interesting. I like working with this deck. I don't really do divinations with it, but I do examine this deck because it's like I've never seen before. So it's kind of like on the weird side and on the unusual side. So if you're not familiar with this deck, let me show you. It comes in a box like this. It breaks into 2. It's sort of an expensive deck. Mine came all the way from Thailand. I wasn't able to find it in my area. So, and the cards are big. So if you compare this card to a regular one, this is how big they are. And so let me take these cards out so I can show you. This is what the back of the box looks like. Look at that, you guys. This is the Fool. So you get a full picture of the Fool. So it's not only weird, but it's also really cool. I really like this deck a lot. Paper quality is wonderful. Printing is also really good. The back of the cards have the lilies on them, and they are reversible. But look at these cards. Aren't these cool? This is the Magician, of course. Here you have the High Priestess. And so usually we just see that, right? But on these cards, we get the big picture. This is the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant. I really like it, you guys. Look at this Lover's card. How weird, right? I mean, they're standing like in their own little world. It looks like they're floating. Usually we only see that, but here we can see that they're in space. So this is a weird one. Also, the Chariot. I also say that it's like strange because I see things on these cards that I find just plain weird. Look, there's chickens here. Is that just what are the chickens supposed to mean? There is no booklet that comes with it. There's no explanation for any of this, so you're just gonna have to create your own mind on what you see here. This is the Death card. This is Temperance. Look at this Devil card. There's little eyes coming out of everywhere, right? And it just looks so small here. Look at this Tower. I mean, here you can really tell that the tower is standing on top of the mountain, right? Not on land. This is the Moon. Look at the Sun. Strange. I never was into the child sitting on the horse with the sunflowers, and look at this Judgment card. Yeah, it's like they're coming out of their coffins, but it's in the middle of the ocean. So I don't know. And this, what is coming here is not clouds, it's smoke from a boat. Strange, I'm telling you. This is the World, the Ace of Cups. I'm sort of going to jump because it gets long otherwise. This is the Nine of Pentacles, of course, and there you can see her house. Right? Pretty cool and strange at the same time. Look at this one, the Ten of Pentacles. You can see the stairs going up. The Page, and so on and so forth. You guys, if you want to see the whole image of these pictures, you can go onto the channel and you'll find it. I did a full review on this deck. So it's really cool. So go and find it and have fun with it. You guys, let's move to deck number 1. Deck number 1 for weirdest decks in my collection. Tarot Oscuro by Evel Riviere. It opens up like this. The box is pretty cool. This whole presentation is really cool with this deck. The artwork is amazing, but nevertheless, it is super weird. This is the book, and the book gives you a brief description about the deck. It goes into the major or minor arcana like a regular little book. I don't know that it gives you a couple of spreads, but it is very sort of run-of-the-mill, and I believe it comes in, it comes in English, it comes in Spanish, and it comes in French. And let me show you what these weird cards look like. Look already. So the box, as I said, is pretty cool. Here is the back of the box, side of the box, top of the box, and these are the cards. They are gilded, and they're beautiful. There's like a silver gilded. And by the way, you guys, I really like these cards a lot. It is a weird deck, and I love its weirdness. This is one of my favorite decks, actually. And it's scary, it's weird, it's got strange characters in there. The paper stock is good. It is shiny, but it is very robust. By the way, back of the card, it is reversible. But let me show you some of these images. This is the Emperor. This one is the Eight of Cups. Look, is that weird or what? This is the Ace of Coins. I love that hand. And by the way, if you want to see all of the images on this deck, I also did a full review on this deck because I find it so interesting and so weird that it deserved its own video. Here is the Three of Wands. Here's the Hanged Man. Is this a strange deck or what? It is a great deck to do shadow work with. I don't think I can do a complete reading with this deck because it just gets really weird and it's so convoluted. Look at this Justice. I mean, what is this? And what does she have here? This is the Six of Wands. And I cannot even tell you what that is. I like it very much. This is the Two of Wands. It looks like it's not even a human figure. There's tentacles coming out of the head here. This is the Sun. This is a really cool Sun card. What a change from a child to with sunflowers to this Sun card, right? This is the King of Swords. It doesn't look like a king to me. It looks more like a... Well, yeah, it looks like a king, but it is a very inclusive king. This is the Two of Swords. Look, the swords are attached to his arms. And this is the Three of Swords. His head is the heart, and those swords are going through his head, and he's oozing some green stuff out of his head. Or out of its head. Which one is this? The Four of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and it goes on and on like that, you guys. When it comes to shuffling, this deck shuffles really, really well. It's sort of on the thicker side, so if you have small fingers, it's going to be a challenge, but nevertheless, you'll be able to shuffle it, and the cards fall really well. So it's not a problem. And when it comes to doing a spread, it does a really beautiful spread. So let me just pick one more or two because it's really worth it. It is so weird. What is this one? This is the Nine of Wands. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one you pick. They're all weird, but it's a lot of fun. Look at this one. This is the Two of Coins. Look at that face. Yeah. So you guys, that is the Tarot Oscuro. And this deck is made to have fun. And you guys, let me know if you have any of these decks. Let me know if you like any of these decks. Let me know if any of these decks are on your list of favorite decks to get. And you guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And as I always say, thank you, and until the next time.